Hi friends, this is Mark coming with a new type of video, a different type of video from, I guess, what I have made before, and just different in general. And I find it's pretty important to register this information as it's current, and some people might find it interesting. So I think I would like to start off by saying that I have learned pretty much everything about this from Natalie, the angel advocate, who is my cousin, and you can actually follow her on Instagram. She does tarot card readings, angel card readings, and she will actually be at the Toronto Psychic Fair and have a booth for the third year. And this will be my third year attending, and it will be in I believe, the second week of April. I believe it's the 7th, 8th, and 9th at the International Center near the airport. And I would highly recommend to you to check it out if you really like this video. And if you would like, you can follow her on Instagram too. She posts, I guess, every so often about relevant information that you might find interesting. So I would suggest check it out. But anyways, I guess how this whole type of video came to be, or inspired, was that in Brazil, I actually encountered this woman who was actually very stern but loving. And she looked at me and said, and I'll paraphrase this, she said, "You have to go. I'm working quite hard here, and all you're doing is demanding my presence, and this isn't where you're supposed to be. You need to go home." And I said, "How can that be? They took away my child." And she says, "It doesn't matter, you have to go," in a very loving but stern way. And I had talked to this person right after I took this photo, which I'm sure that maybe some of you may remember. And she was very loving, but very stern, very, I would say, motherly. I have also read online that people have also seen this type of person, have referred to her possibly as Mother Mary. Just remember her being very purple and very blue in the essence. And she said that she will be with me in the future, and has been with me since I have encountered her, very briefly, very quickly, maybe 20-second conversation. And then she just disappeared. And then, as I was driving back, maybe 5 minutes after, maybe less, I saw this rock glowing in the road, and it was glowing like blue. It was very blue, this rock. And I stopped the car. It was almost nighttime, and I picked up this glowing rock, and after I brought it home, and I took a picture of it, and I used some filters. This is what the photo I came up with, or actually the photo that was given to me. And I'm not sure if others can see what I personally see in it. I see many different types of faces, to be honest. I see I see many different types of people. I see my hedgehog that passed away, the scared little one. I see a woman working very hard. It looks like very loving, maybe 20, 30, 40-year-old woman. I see many different faces actually, but I want to pinpoint specifically on a couple that really resonate with me. I see a woman actually observing this entire situation with a top hat. However, there's two individuals that I really want to focus on in this picture. There's the first, I would say, this individual with a very nice smile, very slight smile, and looks like she's offering either a cup of hot steaming stew, or maybe a cup of coffee, and a plate of fried chicken. I know it sounds insane, but I present this video to observe this individual. She's got this little brooch on her head, it looks like, and this plate of fried chicken with this smile, this loving smile, like she's offering this food. I also see a boy riding what looks to be some sort of kite and a drum. I actually see many different things. Another individual that I see is who I think is my cousin that passed away in 2005. And what you can see is that there's this other individual that's beside this person who I think is my cousin. And I couldn't figure out who this individual was for a very long time, until very recently, maybe the past month. And after looking at this picture again, you can see that this individual actually looks like he's very concentrated. It looks like a man for sure, maybe in his 30s, 40s, and he looks very concentrated with his eyebrow kind of furrowed. And what you can see is that there's actually two devices that pass through my cousin, and my cousin actually died on the operating table back in 2005. And you can see that these two metal devices that this other individual is holding, one bypasses through my cousin's heart. My cousin had bypass surgery in the past. And another instrument actually passes through his stomach, where he actually went in for surgery in 2005 to sew his stomach shut and died in the process. And what I see from this, and why I feel like it has come to be now, or after all these years, is one, I think my cousin has probably spent a lot of his time with his immediate family, which I completely understand. And also, he came to me now to tell me to not go ahead with my surgery to improve the hearing in my ear. And you can see that his hands are actually pointing directly at this individual, almost like he's holding the surgeon hostage and is defining, I guess, everything, almost like a hypnotic obsession with the surgeon. If you really want to know what I think, if you look closely, you can see that something is on the surgeon's mind. So, what does all this mean? I think daily I've been getting messages from individuals that have passed. My friend David McGowan. I learned so much from David. David is my role model of life, and he was taken way too early, way too soon. My friend Kyle Sheehan, he was the nicest guy. Like, he was just like such a brilliant person, and just so just on another level of both intelligence and kindness and understanding of life. He was taken early. And I've just been getting messages every single day in terms of number sequences, anything that reminds me of those people, because I don't think that people on the other side are omnipotent. Instead, I think that they're omnipresent, and that they actually help guide in terms of what to do, where to go, and so on and so forth. And even this house, someone died in this house maybe, I think recently before I moved in, and I'm pretty sure that this house is haunted. And I say haunted, right? I mean, I've always wondered what the motive of haunting of places. And after living in the ghetto of West Toronto, I'm realizing that these are just people that live their life obsessed about land and this house and their yard, and they just die. And that's who they are. That's what they know. That's what they love. And the motive is that that's just who these individuals are. And I'm learning to have a lot of compassion, not even for humans, but I mean compassion for the past and the people that have passed, and even these types of individuals that have passed and are lost, even on the other side. Can I help them? I think we can help them by at least showing compassion. Can they help us? I don't know if that's really in that person's interest, but yeah, and it's really interesting that I saw these other messages, if I like to go back to that crystal, in the crystal, because crystals are very interesting items. They maintain time when they send, if you send electric current through a crystal, it will send the information back, and that's how time is kept. And also just the lines of the crystal, it adds a lot of possibilities in terms of complexity, in terms of how, like, ways to see, I guess, faces. If you look at the lines of a human face, it's very similar to the, I guess, the breaking lines of a quartz crystal. And just possibly just the diversity of the item as well. And it allows for messages to be sent through it, right? As opposed to, say, for example, if you were to stare at a blank white wall, it would be much more difficult to get a message possibly in that way. So I guess that's pretty much the extent of this entire video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would highly recommend that you check out Natalie the Angel Advocate on Instagram, and also at the Psychic Fair. That's April 7th, 8th, 9th, I believe. In the second week of April, out at the International Centre in Toronto. I'll be there one of those days. It'll be my third year going, and I will be bringing this photo of the crystal that I took. So I think that's enough for this video, and I'm just glad to be here to share this, I guess, on this plane with all of you, and to document it for the world to see, for my friends to see. So, thanks for watching again, everyone, and I have no idea what to say. Peace out.